Thank you for tuning in to Ange'luscious Authentic Dishes. Today I am making stewed chicken. I got a roasting hen from the butcher, and it's going to take quite some time. It's not like a frying hen that cooks up 1, 2, 3. It's going to take a little while to cook, so I'm going to stew this. Now I'm actually cooking two different things. I might give you a 2-in-1. But I'm making soup. I'm in the mood for soup, but I know the rest of the house doesn't want any soup right now, so I'm stewing this chicken for them. I'm pretty much going to use the same techniques that I have used in my cookbook. This is my cookbook. It's called From My Taste Buds to Yours. So if you've already tried this recipe, you will know that stewed chicken, Jamaicans, we stew everything. We stew just about every single meat. So this is the stewed chicken in the cookbook, and if you've tried it, you know that it's definitely a winner. Now in this recipe, I'm going to stew this hen, but I'm going to be using different techniques, and I'm going to show you how I season most of my meats. Now I've made my own seasoning blend. I don't buy seasoning blends. I make my own. It's very easy. So this is smoked paprika, is the most pronounced spice in this mixture. And before I season my meat, I like to drizzle just some olive oil all over it. And I use this technique because I want the seasoning to stick. Alright, so I'm going to be using this hand for the seasoning, and I just want to rub this olive oil kind of all over the meat so that, I do want my seasoning to adhere. Sometimes you season your meat, you put it in the refrigerator, or if you want to have it marinating overnight, and then when you're ready to cook it, it's like a whole bunch of water. Actually, I missed one step. Before I did this, I washed it in vinegar and water, just like it states in the book. It's an island thing, I think, I washed it, and then I towel dried the chicken, because I hate when you have chicken sitting and you just season it right away. There's a whole lot of water in here, and I don't need any water. If you notice, there's no water in here. I pat dry with paper towels, and then I add the olive oil, and then I'm going to season my meat. And when I say season, I mean season it liberally. You want this seasoning to get all over the chicken. So if you season yours differently, that's fine, but this is how I do mine. And doing it this way, it kind of gets an even coating over all of the pieces of the chicken. And then I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to do the other side. So I want to make my soup, but I know that this is going to take a while. So while this is stewing away, my soup will be bubbling away, and I'm gonna have dinner hopefully before everybody else. No one's home right now. I'm by myself, but hopefully, yeah. So I'm glad that I make my own season, because I use it a lot. Now you can do this, and then you can soak it overnight, marinate it overnight if you want the flavors, or if that's a habit. If that is habitual for you, you can definitely marinate it overnight. All right. So this is what I do. This is how I marinate my meats. Now, you can actually give it a nice rub if you want to. Get all that seasoning up in here. Yeah. This is one of the favorites. This is a favorite dish that I cook a lot, and smoked paprika. I love me some smoked paprika. So, all right, this is it for my chicken. Season the chicken, and I'll finish with my other seasonings when the chicken is almost done. this is about it. I have a lot of spices in here. Smoked paprika, cumin. I'll put down the recipe for you for your spices. Now let me wash my hands. 1 second. Let me just give it a nice wash. Now, a lot of times, if you have allergies or you're sensitive to certain things, take note of the seasonings that you buy, because sometimes there's flour in there, sometimes there's something in there that you may be allergic to, which is why I like to get my own spices, grind my own spices, make my own seasonings, because once again, I like to be in control of what is in my food. And this is another way that I manage endometriosis, because whenever I buy store-bought things, let me put this up. Whenever I buy store-bought things, there's always some type of chemical or preservative in there that I really don't care for. So I'm a chef, I love to cook, and I go out of my way to make healthier versions. So this is going to be absolutely awesome. The salt that I use in here is pink Himalayan salt. That is the only salt that I use. Pink Himalayan salt or sea salt. Those are healthier salts. Pink Himalayan salt actually, it has 84 minerals that the body needs, and it actually lowers blood pressure as opposed to the iodized table salts and all the other salts. So this is it. We're going to go ahead. I'm not going to soak it overnight or anything. I'm going to cook it right away, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful. So let's rock. I'm going to be shallow frying the chicken, so it's not much coconut oil, and I like to use coconut oil because the smoke point is very high and it's a very healthy oil. So I don't cook with much oil. I do fry with a lot of oil though, but I mean, compared to this is really not a lot of oil. Like I said, I'm going to be shallow frying this. So let's start. Let me get over on this side so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna fry these in batches. I like that sizzle. I love that sizzle. Now this pan was like super huge. Let me find a leg or something here. What I'm going to do is seal it on each side, kind of brown it on each side, and then I'm going to stew it down. I'm going to give it about maybe 3 minutes on each side, and that's it. Let it do its thing, all right? As you can see, my chicken is browning nicely. I didn't put any browning on it. We Jamaicans, I don't know about any other island, but in Jamaica, we like to add what's called browning onto the meat to give it like a brown color, because we don't like bland looking gravies or anything like that. I used to use browning too, but I don't anymore. It has like polysorbate 80 and it's got chemicals and stuff that I'd rather not have inside of my body. So when I say I cook holistically, what I'm trying to do is cook food in its natural form as possible, with unrefined ingredients, without chemicals, without preservatives, all right? So I use my spices. It's going to make it really flavorful. The Himalayan salt, the cumin, the coriander, all that wonderful stuff. I've got my tray, so whenever it's finished searing on each side, I'm going to place it in here, and I'll continue to cook it in batches until it's done. I just added a few more pieces of chicken in here because there's actually room for more. And like I said, I'll continue to sear it on each side until it is done. A lot of people like to remove the skin. I love chicken skin. It's nice and it's crispy when it's fried. Another reason I like the skin is because it keeps the chicken moist. I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever you remove the skin and you cook it, the chicken tends to be like really dry. If you're not a big fan of chicken skin, what I do recommend is that you cook with the skin, and once it retains all that moisture and your chicken is nice and succulent, once the chicken is done cooking, remove the skin, throw it away, alright? This is how I like my chicken. I'm going to deviate from the usual recipe. Now, I have onions, tomatoes, mini bell peppers, and garlic. And what I'm going to do is roast these in the oven. So I'm going to place it in my cast iron skillet, drizzle olive oil, sprinkle pink Himalayan salt, and I'm going to place it in the oven at about 450 degrees for about 30-35 minutes. And I'll use this for my chicken later, alright? Instead of sauteing all of this, I'm going to roast them off. Once the chicken is nice and tender, I'm going to bring it to the pot, combine it, and we'll do all that wonderful stuff. It's going to give it mad flavor. This is all my veggies right here. I'm going to roast them. So, before I do that, I am going to drizzle olive oil. Yes. You can use less. I like to use it liberally. Now what I'm going to do is add the chicken back into the pot. See all these juices? I need all those juices. And add the chicken back in here. And I'm going to begin the stewing. Alright? I've got just a little bit of wine. God bless what's left in here. Just gonna pour it in here to deglaze it, alright? You don't have to use wine, you could use water. But I have some Chardonnay. I love my chicken with Chardonnay. So, this is it. See, my chicken is nice and brown, and I didn't have to add any browning into the pot. Nice and brown, and I want to get all these juices from this into the chicken. Now what I'm going to do is add water. I have a quart of water. It's hot water. Now some people use stock, but this water, the chicken has a lot of bones and everything in here, so it is going to make its own stock. It's going to cook in its juices. Going to add some more liquid in here. And that's it. I'll just let it sit and simmer until it's done. Now what I'm going to do is move it to the back burner because I'm going to need this front burner for my soup. Now my hen is stewing away, and it doesn't have far to go before it's done. Tasted a little piece, and so far it is doing absolutely wonderful. As you can see, my stewed chicken is cooking away, it's stewing away, and my roasted vegetables, I removed it from the oven. I drizzled olive oil all over the vegetables with a little sea salt, tossed it all together, and then I placed it in the oven at 450 degrees for about a half an hour. This is it right here. And I took the garlic out, placed it in here. Here's the garlic. Nice big piece of garlic I placed in here. Now, I usually cook with a lot of herbs, but today, a lot of different herbs I should say. But today I'm just going in with some thyme. So I'm going to add some thyme here. And one of my other favorite ingredients is balsamic vinegar. So let me finish this bottle first. Gonna drizzle some balsamic vinegar, and I use this liberally. Alrighty, there goes my balsamic. I'm gonna add some more. Got a new bottle. And there we go. I love, love, love balsamic vinegar. You can use little or as much as you'd like to, but I love it. I can just drizzle that balsamic vinegar on my salads, and I am good to go. Now this is just, ooh, I love the way that it's looking. Now my gravy, doesn't have that much viscosity to it right now. So what I'm going to do as a thickener, I'm going to add some Irish moss in there. Oh my God, I got the stew. But anyways, we Jamaicans like to say Irish moss, but it's Irish moss. It's a seaweed. And I'm going to use it as a thickener today. Instead of cornstarch, sometimes I use arrowroot starch. Now I'm going to add all these wonderful veggies here. I am just going to pour it in. Oh yes, look at that. Let me bring it back closer. Gonna bring it over here. Put that down there. Now I added all the roasted vegetables into the pot. Everything that I roasted in this cast iron skillet goes right into the stew. Right into the stew. Get this out. And it's going to add so much flavor. Doesn't this look fab? Now if you use this technique, you probably will never ever saute anything anymore. I love roasted vegetables. All these roasted bell peppers is going to add massive flavor to this. This is pretty much it. This is it. And it's getting a little thicker. Let me get some Irish moss to thicken this up. That's it right there. And you know, I'm going to douse it some more. My balsamic vinegar, because I love it so much. Now I make Irish moss. I make it from scratch and I save it in a jar. And I use it as a thickener. I add it to my smoothies and everything, but today I'm going to use it as a thickener to thicken up this gravy here. And then I'm going to taste it, all right? So, I'm going to add this much Irish moss gel. It's a seaweed. It's natural carrageenan. So whenever you see the words carrageenan on your almond milk and things like that, sorry to like deviate from the cooking, they're using synthetic carrageenan. This is real carrageenan in its natural form. So I'm going to use that, and it's going to thicken up my gravy. Whenever you make your almond milk or whatever, or any type of recipes that you make and you want to add a thickener, use Irish moss to give it that nice thick viscosity. So, where's my big spoon? Why am I playing with this little spoon here? Doesn't this look fab? Look. Doesn't this look amazing? Yeah. That's my hen. I'm going in with a little bit more moss. Sea moss. Thicken this bad boy up. So see, I'm getting all these viable nutrients I try to find every which way to boost the nutrient content of my food. That was a great way. Now, if you have thyroid issues, sea moss should be high on your priorities as far as food, because it's really good for thyroid support. So get you some Irish moss, not the one in the can with all the other chemicals and preservatives. Just get you some raw seaweed, Irish moss, and you make this. Okay, so let me give it a taste. Oh, this is so freaking good. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna do anything else with this. Nope. Now that's pretty much it for my smoked paprika stewed hen. If you like this video, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, let me know. Please go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this from Facebook, go ahead, share, regardless of whatever platform you're watching this from. Go ahead and share my videos, share my recipes. Try the recipes out. Let me know how you like it. I thank you so much for tuning in to Ange'luscious Authentic Dishes. Be blessed.